Welcome back to Let's Play Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. So, it's time to start the Twin Mill Cup, which is actually clearly just one race, but named in honor of the best hide-and-seeker of us all, and sponsored by Rigger Motor, who has generously given us their domain to use as a track for this particular race. But, so who are we going to play as, though? Are you going to be Twin Mill or Twin Mill 2? So I have a coin here. We're gonna say heads is Twin Mill, tails is Twin Mill 2.
Twin Mill 2.
I don't want to like make really loud noises by having this fall on my counter, and I also don't want to like have to move around the room to try to find this thing wherever it lands. So I'm just gonna toss it up in the air and just put it on my hand. Ow! I fell. It landed on tails. Ow. Okay. Bending down to pick that up kind of hurt. Okay, so we're gonna put things back where they should be. Go back to your rightful place coin. And now. Okay. Those tails. So, Twin Mill 2. Can there be only one? That's what we had thought. We were bamboozled.
Twin Mill 2.
Okay. So it works. Here we go. Twin Mill Cut. It's probably gonna be really long. But we're starting the episode with it, so it's perfect. And then my expectation is that unless there's some other surprise, which I don't think is going to be the case, since there aren't going to be more cars to unlock after this race, I'm pretty sure. If we get 2 cars from this one at least. Oh, it's against the Twin Mills. I apologize then. If we're going to be against the Twin Mills, then... Die. Hey, I got points. Oh no! Loser, no skill set. Wow, game. Wow, you even smashed the trophy. But shouldn't the Twin Mills have that trophy? Okay, so we're actually going to be against the Twin Mills. Named after the Twin Mills. The best hide-and-seekers. So we're going to be racing against the best hide-and-seekers. In that case, that's a whole new decision to make. Who's going to race against them? Well, I believe the last one we found before Twin Mill was Rigger Motor. Rigger Motor also does own this place. So unless there's some other idea that occurs to me, I'll do one more run through. Alex was a pretty darn good hider too. Alex we found at the very end too. But the best hider so far I believe was Rigger Motor. Ironically not Stealth, or Silhouette. Silhouette did get found kind of later if you count Silhouette 2 instead of Stealth as Silhouette being found. But just trying to see if anything occurs to me for any of these cars. For anybody that might be more appropriate to go against the Twin Mills or the Rigger Motor. I think it's gonna be Rigger Motor. Which is gonna be an interesting challenge. I don't like the stats that we're told this thing has. Because this thing does not turn well. Even though its control is near max. Okay, Rigger Motor racing the Twin Mills on Rigger Motor's domain. We'll see what we can handle. See what we can do here. This is really cool. So just a friendly little competition, I guess. So in this case, it's not really even sponsored by... Well, I guess we can see... Okay, fine. Let's not say that the point here is Rigger Motor racing the Twin Mills. Let's say that's more seeing which of the Twin Mills is actually the better racer or not. We know they're both here. Also, geez, these guys are really, really far ahead of me already. But did you have an idea for who I can play as if... I don't know how it didn't occur to me earlier when I was looking through cars, but I do have an idea for who I can play as if it doesn't work out playing as Rigger Motor. Oops. Which seems is the case, because I don't even have an idea where these guys are. And they zoomed in front of me at the beginning. This hasn't been an especially impressive run by my standards either. Doesn't help that I don't have much turbo sense. I can't rotate very well. Yeah, these guys are way, way ahead of me because they just went over there. Okay. There is one challenger that I think I'll choose to play as here. Raceman. See what Raceman can do. Raceman's a pretty comfortable car, unless some cars are just better than others in terms of stats. Like, I could try playing as Twin Mills and see if I can actually win that way, just to win it. But right now, if I can play as Raceman and do this, then I like to do that. I started out as Raceman and thought that they were pretty comfortable to play as, at least. These guys are pretty... Like, there's not... It's the worst having to take so long to restart a race. I might just go like... So, never mind Raceman, I guess. It would have been cool to have Raceman try to beat these guys, but... I might just have to go outside of lore and say, we're going to play as Twin Mill 1, or Twin Mill 2, like we said before, and see how we can handle this. Also... change to save state slot too. I will make a save state at the beginning of this race, so that if I want to restart, I can restart easily.
Three, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. And part of it is that they're actually just racing really well, but on top of that, this car's speed is insane. Wow. Yeah, I really don't trust the stats in this game. Because I can actually keep up with these guys now. Yeah, I don't think there's really any way you could feasibly compare yourself to these guys. Unless I was... I don't know if being on lower difficulty would even help. Like I said, it might be that these guys are on max AI no matter what, or something like that. It seems to me that just based on how much they got ahead of me by, it's pretty much expected that you play as Twin Mill to stay ahead. So we'll just ignore what I'm doing here and just imagine this to be a race between the two of them, and we'll get glimpses of them whenever they pass, maybe because I make some kind of mistake or something, which will probably happen somewhat frequently. This part in particular is kind of awkward. That's okay. And hopefully... is it really entirely because of stats that they are getting ahead of me right then? Because you saw I messed up pretty badly over here a moment ago, and didn't really fall behind by much. It's Twin Mill 2 is ahead this time. Twin Mill 1 won last time. You might consider this a canonical race instead, just because we can actually keep an eye on them now. Yeah, Twin Mill 2 is staying ahead. Yeah, so I can actually make mistakes now, and they mess up right here. I messed up. Okay, that's not good enough. I might just have to cut until I get to a good race in this video. There's a good chance I'll have to cut things out. Not like that.
3, 2, 1.
But the races are so long, it's a problem that happens. I try to cut like that. Barely. Yeah, so I just go slowly through that part. I think I'm okay. Just don't like what can happen here. There are a few parts of this particular track that just mess me up a little bit. The thing is, if I slow down on any part, then that runs the risk of me letting them catch up to me. I didn't mean to do that. So now, that lead that I had, I just lost. Because that jump. Okay. Really? Alright. I think I managed to catch up on there. I need to not have that happen. So now Twin Mill 2 is ahead. It's unfortunate that it keeps changing who's in front. It's like that there to be a definitive winner. You can interpret in the context of game lore, but it's all tough to do that when it seems like total luck who wins. Right? So at least we're close to him now. is we need to be ahead of both twin mills. Okay. So now we're ahead of both. I just need to hold on to that for a long while. And then little things like that happen. That makes you lose the lead pretty quickly. I basically learned from them. Everyone here can learn a little bit from Twin Mill. I don't really know when the optimal times are to boost either, unfortunately. You know, that's something that will be good for me to have learned at some point in this game in general. I guess I've gotten used to that jump there, knowing I shouldn't turbo there. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be in part relying on luck. It's not. I was trying to not rotate anymore. I'm gonna be in part relying on luck for them not getting through certain parts of this unscathed. Because those setbacks, those pretty big setbacks that they have whenever they hit a hazard, are really my saving grace. It's what actually lets me win. Yeah, just don't even have full gas when I'm hitting that jump. If I do, it has problems. Or at least, if I turbo, it's definitely problems. If I have gas pedal all the way down, that can also be bad. That one was so slow. That's actually part of what makes it tricky, I think. I didn't even turbo that time, but I still hit the ceiling. This one jump is one that makes me a bit nervous because it's not too hard to hit that jump at an angle that doesn't let you actually get in the... It doesn't actually let you land. Oops. Messed that up a little bit. I was holding the down button before I actually left the ground. If you do that, you don't actually start rotating. Right? Unfortunately, now I'm actually managing to stay ahead safely, at least somewhat safely. We don't get to see the two of them fighting for first place. Although what we've seen usually so far is that usually one, it's really just based on the number of times that each of them hits a hazard. So it's not that they're really like outmaneuvering each other or anything like that. It's just whoever hits more hazard loses, it feels like. So you can probably make a conclusion on what happened based on who gets what position. I hit that a little fast alignment too, but it's fine. As long as I don't turbo, it's fine. The last few times I've actually been letting go on the gas on that jump too, but I don't need to. I was just being really, really super safe. Alright, so let's see what the other twin mills got. They actually really are close neck and neck. Twin Mill 2 won though. Which I guess the coin flip decided who won then. Or you could say they're basically perfectly even match since they both won multiple times. So, you could also say they are in fact twins and they are perfectly evenly matched. And we could probably say they had some kind of photo finish tie at the end of this race too. That would also make sense. Something of that nature. We win. Jeez. I appreciate a challenge though, that was cool. You know, I'm a little bugged that some of the challenges kind of artificial from the car being so much better. No other car had a chance against that. Jet Threat.
Jet Threat.
Isn't that in Velocity X? This will be another. Because I thought Jet Threat 2.0 was it called? Was it Velocity X? That would be another car for Danny at least. Sorry, what you would say. Only one. Did we unlock one car? Oh dear. Thought we were gonna unlock 2 cars. Well, next episode, which will be the final episode of this game, we'll take care of that. We'll see who we forgot. I am still, regardless of what's happening, considering Twin Mill to be the hide-and-seek champion because they pulled off something so clever and impressive. We never knew this whole time, after all this time, there was more than one Twin Mill. Despite them being here for so long, there's one more card we don't have. Who's this?
Jet threat.
Mean Machine. So Danny, I believe you'll say this is Mr. Turn and Burn. But for the time being, that'll be it for this episode. Let's play Hot Wheels Strip Racing. See you guys next time when we finish things up.
Wheel 2.
Goodbye.